I never really had a childhood when I was growing up. I was a typical Asian kid with my parents both being Vietnamese, and they were different from all the other parents in the neighborhood. The first thing I noticed is how all the other kids had so much freedom compared to me. They never really let me have any human interaction other than in school. I grew up as a sheltered child that stayed home and never really met any of my friends outside from school throughout elementary and early years of middle school. I was always told while growing up to always focus on studying, and studying is the only thing that I should do, so that in the future I could be a successful doctor. I never once had a sleepover, never celebrated a birthday party with anyone else other than my family, never could go to anyone else's party, or even hang out with any of my friends I made at school during that time. Then I got into middle school. I had some freedom, and with the little friends I made during elementary school, I entered what people would say the rebellious phase of a young teenage boy. I tried so hard every time to get out and hang out with my friends, disregarding everything my parents say and doing everything that I never could do when I was younger. I was always jealous back then because all the time I see kids get so much freedom with their life already, while I basically still get locked up at home, barely able to do anything. So I went behind my parents' back and I did things with my friends to have fun. I won't go into details about the things me and my friends did, but I'll say it wasn't anything good. And I can confidently say that I don't regret anything I ever did in the past. I just had fun, and when I look back on it now, these events were probably the thing that made everyone at my school know me. I wouldn't say this was a bad thing, but it was really annoying at times during high school. Then COVID hit. But right before COVID, I was able to save some money to buy parts for a computer, and I built one. During quarantine and my freshman year of high school, I really hit a low point during that time. And video games, a hobby I picked up with the friends that were with me from the very beginning, really helped me get through that point in my life. I used to drown out everything, making me stressed in life, just from going on my phone. It really helped also that social media was a type of distraction for me. It really gave me a way to calm down from something stressful. My parents, on the other hand, didn't care. All they told me was to stop with all these video games and all these friends and focus on studying only to become a doctor. This got to me because I didn't actually know what I wanted to do with my life. I just went with the plan of trying to become a doctor, even though I know deep down that's not what I want to become. But I couldn't come up with anything better. Now I begin my sophomore year of high school, and I changed a lot during COVID. During this time, I am actually worried about my future, since my parents are always talking about what I need to do. During this year, my old friends become distant, and I made more friends through the extracurricular activities I started doing, like chess, math team, and tennis. The math team was something that I found interesting because I liked math, and I joined tennis because of my friends. That was a good time, even though I wasn't that good with either. My sophomore year was probably the best year I ever had because of all the new friends I made, all the activities like the state chess tournament I was in, and I also got into the U of M for their PSEO program. That made me really happy because my parents always told me about how my brother got in and was able to get ahead from everyone else to get college experience and credits to save money. Even though I made them happy with that, it wasn't the end of all their criticism towards me about the hobbies I did and the things I wanted to do with my friends. During the first year of PCO, it was probably one of the worst moments I ever had with my parents. During the first semester, I signed up for some medical classes to get a feel for the medical field to see if I really wanted to go with my parents' plan for my future. But I also wanted to see for myself what I wanted to do, so I looked at computer science. And because of the calculus course I took the previous year, I was able to sign up for a core class for the computer science major. I loved it comparatively to the medical classes. I just knew that I wanted to do something in this field. When I first brought this up to my parents, they said it was fine, and I was shocked that they didn't think about that too much. But little did I know that they would try to manipulate me into thinking that I wasn't good enough for this. And to ever be successful in this field, I needed to be good. So they recommended me a pharmacy type job instead. I wasn't thinking about this too much until a particular incident occurred. One day, when I was getting picked up from my dad at the university because I had an evening class, we both noticed the car wasn't sounding right. And when we got on the highway, it couldn't go above 40 miles per hour. We were lucky that the exit was really close and we exited off the highway and parked in an empty parking lot up on the curb. My dad turns off the car and turns it back on and tries to shift it in reverse. But instead of going backwards, it goes forwards, and now we are up on the curve in a little hill of snow. We were stuck there for good. We were stuck there for a good hour or two out in the cold. I could handle the really cold weather, but when it comes to hot weather though, I'm not as good at staying out in hot environments like I am with the cold. My older brother was able to pick us up since he was the nearest one, and we had to leave the car in the parking lot. When we got home, my mom yelled at my dad, telling him that she told him that he shouldn't have taken the car since it started acting weird when he drove off to pick me up from the university. Then all of a sudden, I started to get yelled at. I was so shocked. I don't know why she was so mad, but she was just hammering down on me, saying how I spend all my time on dumb video games on the computer and hanging out with my friends too much, and not studying for school at all. So I went off and talked about how I made it to PSCO for her, and how I was the one of the top in my grade at my high school. But I guess neither of those things are good enough for my parents. I always never wanted to think that Asian parent stereotypes are true, but throughout my whole life, they were true, alright. The argument went nowhere, just back and forth yelling at each other, so I just walked away to my room in the basement and laid down on my bed, just looked at the ceiling for the first time in my life. I felt sad, and just let the tears drop down. After the waterfalls, I communicated with all my new friends and old, and they all really are the best group of people I could ever meet throughout my life. They pulled me back up, helped me out, and really made it reassuring where I'm at right now. It's not a bad ending with my mom, though. We reconciled, and all the stress from work and trying to raise my younger sister got her so worked up. The recent incident with the car didn't help either, and she just needed to vent all of that anger out. Still, there were more little arguments I had like this one in the past, just not as big or emotional. My friends, though, had my back throughout all of them, so I really can't think where I would be without them. My life so far has been a journey for me, with ups and downs, but I know to live my life to the fullest and look back from time to time to see what I have fully accomplished.